with that hope that this doesn't get too far in his head, make him believe he's better than he really is, but he still just only has 7 fights, 6 knockouts, so he has done too many rounds.
Well, I think he might be used to it too with all the glory, I guess, of being a rugby player, so I'm sure he has had the cameras all over him. So
right, and I think maybe that's some of the attraction of
I would think it is, yes.
The cameras following around.
What the Chris Gauthier. The ring announcer.
Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, from Montreal, New York, wearing white with black and red trim and weighing in at 165 pounds. En 52 combats professionnels, il a inscrit 32 victoires, 12 par KO et 3 nuls. In 52 professional bouts, his record shows 32 wins, 12 by knockout, and 3 draws. Ladies and gentlemen, the Troy Tiger, Kevin Pompey. Et dans le coin bleu de Sydney en Australie, portant la culotte blanche et rouge, et pesant 169,3 livres, fighting out of the blue corner from Sydney, Australia, wearing white with red trim and weighing in at 169.3 pounds. Il a une fiche parfaite de 7 victoires en 7 combats, 6 par KO. He is undefeated in 7 professional bouts, 6 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Mundine.
Anthony Mundine, he is 26 years of age, from Sydney, Australia. Referee in this fight is the veteran Jerry Boland.
Seconds in the dressing room. Take yourself at all times. Touch up, good luck.
Kevin Pompey, 5'9", 165. Mundine, 5'10", and 169 pounds.
Looks in great shape too.
Yeah. The reach is pretty much the same, 69 inches for Pompey and Mundine at 70 inches. 10 years different in the age, and certainly plenty of difference as far as the experience in the ring. This is the first round. This one is scheduled to go 8 in the super middleweight division. What are you expecting here early, Michael?
You know what, I really don't know much about Mundine. I know everyone from Australia has been talking really big about Mundine and how he's got hand speed, and he's showing that right now with his jab.
Right away. He looks like he got very quick hands, Mike.
And he certainly has a well-chiseled body, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Hard body, to be sure.
Played rugby over Australia.
Right. That speaks for itself, yeah. Exactly. Kevin Pompey, a veteran fighter.
Mundine is just talking Pompey, looking like he's waiting. No, tremendous hand speed, beautiful left hook, right hand right there. And for a guy with only 7 fights too, it looks like he shows he has great patience in there.
Yes, he does. He's
very relaxed.
Shows some expertise and some style. Oh, here's Pompey on his knees, one knee.
Pompey fought his best fight as a welterweight, and this was years ago when I was up and coming pro. I fought a couple of round cards in Troy, New York, but I was many years older now, and nearing the end of his career. So this is a good win on Mundine's record. I don't think he might have fought anybody as accomplished as Pompey has been.
Pompey at this stage of his career certainly a fighter, and
beautiful right
there. He took a pretty sound smack, that's for sure, up against the ring. And it looks like Mundine plans to make this one very quick work.
Oh yeah, he's going to count on Pompey. Pompey got caught with his hands down, and he took a pretty good shot, because that shot would have dropped a couple of other guys, but Pompey still there.
Yeah, Pompey's legs are not really working for him right now.
Right.
A little wobbly.
And Mundine's got enough time to take him out of there if he goes down. He's still got 45 seconds left in the round.
Just about 30 seconds left here in the first round.
I think Pompey recovered from that shot. Might have found his legs back a little bit.
I think Mundine let him recover a little bit too. Maybe Mundine doesn't want to finish from the first round.
No.
Think, you know what, I'm not coming all the way from Australia for 1 round.
But this is surprising.
Oh,
he's a
nice
poised-looking fighter, isn't he?
Yeah, very poised. And I think the fact that his father was a world-class fighter too, that probably has a lot to do with it. But I don't think it's a strange thing for him. I think he might have grown up around boxing, and his father's tutelage might have been nothing but beneficial to him as well.
Now there's the first ring over, our first round. It's over.
Impressive round for Mundine.
Very much so.
He showed a lot of patience. He's got great hand speed, and he's in there like a seasoned pro. He's in there. He looks, for a guy with only 7 fights, he shows like he's a seasoned pro.
Well, yes. When you said prior to the fight that they're talking about 2 or 3 fights away from up against the likes of a Roy Jones Jr., that sounded like a pretty lofty projection, and all of a sudden you see him. We only saw him 1 round, and yet you say, hey, he's ready to step up. There's no doubt about that much.
Oh, he's ready to step up. I'm not sure he's ready for a Roy Jones fight yet.
No, but he's ready to step up a good.
He's still got Pompey in front of him, and Pompey's not going to get out of there too easily.
There's a look at Dale Cowboy Brown. Dale from the cruiserweight division. He'll be fighting Chris Brown of Lawrenceville, Georgia. We have Guy Jutra coming in. Hey, this Mundine is pretty impressive after 1 round there, Guy.
Yeah, well, I had the pleasure to have supper with his dad a couple of days ago, and I heard the most astonishing description of an athlete that I've ever heard in my life. The father tells me that he's superior to what Sugar Ray Robinson was about. I'm beginning to think there is some truth to the matter. Anyways, in any event, I'm sure that he doesn't deserve that accolade as of yet, but he certainly is an impressive. I had to give him the first round, obviously, 10-9, and I just, when you take into consideration that he's never had an amateur fight, and that he was making $700,000 as a rugby player, and abandoned all that to go into boxing, you have to think that there's something there that's quite serious.
That's a great right hand he just threw there as well. He's tremendously quick, Guy.
Quick is not the word. This guy's got lightning speed. He knows where to throw these punches too.
Yeah, Mundine really establishes his jab right now. Once you hit him with the jab, it's very easy to hit him with your right hand right after that.
You know what, Guy? Like, for a kid that was making $700,000 playing rugby, to give that up to pursue a professional boxing career, that sounds almost ludicrous.
And work your way up on it.
Work your way up, because I mean, it'll take guys into world title fights and still not making $700,000.
That's right. And keep in mind, Otis, he's never had an amateur fight, and he packed the last fight that he had. There were 12,000 people, and now there's the whole continent is watching this fight tonight because they just want to see how he does in the American scene. But this guy can turn out to be one of the biggest names in boxing within the next year or two. Another, perhaps, princess scene or whatever. But he's certainly an exciting fighter up to now, whatever we've seen so far tonight.
Yeah, he's looking very good. He's very patient, and he's taking his time, picking his shots. When Pompey throws his jab lazy out there, he comes over the top with the right hand. He's showing tremendous patience.
Sounds like he also has his own marketing manager called Dad.
I wish I had a little cut of that around.
Thank you, Guy.
It's nice to see an athlete, he made all that money, and he's getting into boxing, obviously not because of the money. He has the money. But obviously, he's a very big competitor. Obviously has a partner, obviously with his dad being a former boxer.
Yeah, he looks like a well-schooled fighter, Mike.
Well, he really does.
Oh yeah, he's a well-schooled kid. He's in there taking his time, picking his shot. He's wearing Pompey down, and right now it's looking like a matter of time before he takes him out of there. Oh, there you go.
A veteran fighter like Kevin Pompey, I'm sure wasn't expecting quite this, to be buried so quickly by someone with such a brief career.
Pompey's been a lot of tough fighters, you know what I mean? Including Eric Buta. So I don't think he's expecting this at all.
There goes the bell. The second round is over, and
Pompey's got pretty good chin though, because he's taking good shots in the first 2 rounds of this fight, and he's in there.
Well,
hasn't been down yet.
This guy does look really pretty impressive. Pretty impressive indeed. And he's the reason, clearly, why our show is going to Australia tonight from the Molson Centre here in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Glad you could join us. Obviously, there's some pretty big numbers watching, particularly in Sydney. You may remember all too well, Mike.
Oh, beautiful place. Sydney. I was there for the Olympics there. And yeah, Australia itself just did a great job with the Olympics, and they're so supportive of their athletes. And I think it's proven today, with us doing a live feed to Australia.
I think Canada, a lot of countries over here can learn a lot from the way the Australians develop their athletes, Mike.
Let's look at Eric Luca, what we're, a little less than 2 hours before his fight against Glenn Catley. Eric playing up to the camera a little bit on number 1 and waving on the camera. So he looks very calm and cool and collected, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, you gotta be relaxed. You can't let your nerves get better. So he's just there taking his time, going through his routine, and comes out here relaxed. He'll perform well tonight.
Here's G2 scoring of this fight: 10-9, 10-9. Mundine over Kevin Pompey.
Pompey's got to keep his hands up, because he's getting hit with some shots.
I don't think Pompey believes that Mundine is hitting him. Like, Pompey's a fast guy himself. He's like, God, you know what? This guy's hitting me. Never been like this before.
There is a flurry of punches. That was a pretty impressive combination.
You should have stopped it there. You should have given him the benefit of the doubt. You should have let Mundine put him down at least before stopping the fight.
Gary Boland stops the fight, and that doesn't go over very big here in the Molson Centre of Montreal, does it?
Oh, no, it doesn't. Pompey's been in with the best of them, and I think he deserves a little bit more than that. I think it was just a matter of time before Mundine took him out, but the referee did. He stepped in way too early there.
Yeah, all that being said, though, Mundine did look very impressive.
Oh, he was very impressive, Otis. He really was. And I think that caught everybody by shock that he stopped the fight right there.
It did. And you know what? It takes a little bit away from Mundine, because I know he probably wanted to take him out and look impressive doing that. And, the referee basically took that away from him tonight.
Here's a shot.
Here we are.
Hands are down.
Look at what happened. Scene of the crime.
Right here. Boom. And you know what? It wasn't as... He got hit earlier with better shots tonight, because he was pulling away from that shot, so it wasn't the full force of the blow wasn't there. So he had a case when he was complaining to the referee that was stopped too. So
clearly Pompey was caught by shock.
There's a back slip. Australia's got a lot to be proud of in this kid. He's looking like he could be a future star, future champion from that country. How do they say it over there, Mike? Good day, mate.
Good day, mate.
Good
and
day,
it's been
matey.
a good day, Mike, certainly so far for Mr. Mundine.
I'm sure everyone over in Sydney right now are having a couple bevies over there celebrating.
It's all right. What time is it over there?
Well, it's 15 hours, I believe, Otis. So 8:20 add on 3. It's 11:20 in the morning. 11:20 Wednesday morning. Yeah, not too early over there.
No, they start partying a lot earlier than that.
Yeah. You can look at the crowd here at the Molson Centre in Montreal. Good night for boxing. And I don't know about you gentlemen, and Mike, you've been here for the last few cards, and Otis has been around this boxing scene in this city for a good number of years, but the boxing in Montreal anyway is maybe attracting newer people, younger people, and it's a wider perspective of fans.
Well, it definitely is. Great group of inner boxers producing a lot of great fighters. A lot of Olympians coming out. 2000 Adrian Canute from Romania. And that's why after every Olympics you see the pouring of some good amateur athletes into the professional
It's a
level.
feeder system, if you will.
It definitely is. And it happens every fighter annual. So you're going to be getting better and better fighters.
And the good ones stick around, and the pretenders are quickly dropping out. 1 year, 2 years.
These guys are stuck in there a little bit too long. Pompey maybe doing that right now.
But I mean, from the Olympics, when you bring in a crop, some that drop out fairly quickly, and others that go on.
Definitely. It's a big transition, so some can deal with it, some can't.
Good job by Mundine. And also Montreal, even though it's wonderful to attract new blood to this business, and it's essential in order for a promotion company like in the box to survive here.